Welcome to Kermode Uncut. I'm about to introduce a 35mm screening of American Graffiti, the George Lucas film, which I like very much. If you're a regular here at Kermode Uncut, you'll know that I've talked about it on the blog before. I'm going to do a little introduction which talks a bit about the film, a bit of history, puts it in context to some extent, which I hope will help people enjoy American Graffiti a little bit more, because actually, knowing about film, knowing about film culture can often help your enjoyment of the movies. Somebody got in touch with me recently, so I'm trying to find out more about film. Can you tell me any good online film courses? As it happens, I didn't know of any, but I looked around a little bit. I found this thing, Future Learn, who do a course on Explore Filmmaking that's put together by the National Film and Television School and the BFI. There's a little introductory video by Nick Powell, who I like very much, talking about the way that this course helps to demystify certain areas of filmmaking, just so you can understand film better, and also it has a practical element to it too. Nowadays, of course, many people go to university and college to study film studies degrees and filmmaking degrees. I didn't do that when I went to college. That was kind of in its infancy. I did English at college and I've had any sort of proper education in film or in journalism. Perhaps that shows. Nowadays you can do that much more. But when I was younger, my film education came from rep cinema, came from going to cinemas like the Phoenix or the Scala, where the programming of those cinemas was an education in and of itself. The people who put those programs together were kind of like teaching you about the history of film. Recently, you may have seen there's been this move to reinstate Moviedrome. There's been a petition to get Moviedrome back on screen because an entire generation of people grew up learning about cinema from the television from Moviedrome, from Alex Cox introducing these cult movies and talking very passionately about them. And then after him, of course, Mark Cousins, of whom I'm an enormous fan, doing these introductions which put the films in context and made you excited about the screening, told you a little bit about the background and gave you some of Mark's own interpretation of what the film meant. And that had an enormous impact on a huge number of people. Nowadays, you all the time hear about people saying, oh, I loved Moviedrome. That was where I learnt about cinema from. And then, of course, there are the magazines, Sight and Sound magazine or Empire magazine. For me, of course, Fangoria magazine was the place that I really kind of learnt about movies. My question is, where do you learn about movies now? Where do you get your film education from? In the absence of Moviedrome, what's filling that gap? Which magazines tell you what you need to know? And which courses have helped you? Where do you get your film education? Let me know, because I'm genuinely out of the loop with this.